is exactly one of the things I was about to ask, right? As we're speaking about these core kind of fundamental design
Yeah,
principles,
yeah,
if
yeah.
you like, and how they can be recycled into other disciplines,
Yeah.
right? Because your definition of design isn't just one kind of
Yeah,
straight
it's
parallel
not
line.
like
No,
you open Figma and
exactly. And so,
draw rectangles.
right, yeah, yeah, but we
Yeah,
do love
it can be.
we do love rectangles.
Yeah.
So how, so using them kind of core kind of design principles. Let's say let's say I'm a UX designer, right? We've had some good conversations before about sound design.
Yes.
How does my knowledge or my perception of design principles, how could they translate into sound design?
Yep.
How does that work?
Well, it's quite interesting because we have different feelings, like sense of things to preserve environment. It's what we see by eyes, what we call design, what we can touch, what we can smell, what we can hear, and what we can feel, just like temperature, vibrations, and all of this stuff. So, in terms of design, it's very good when you not only like create visual stuff, but actually make it like you can feel it, you can hear it. For example, you can use haptics when you click on the button or like slide something. You can use haptics and you actually can feel this virtual object on your fingertips, basically. It's very cool for accessibility, for all of this stuff. And also you can make things sounds. For example, when you receive messages, when you send messages, when you get notifications, all of this stuff.
Psychological communication.
Yeah, it's some sort of like it's synesthesia in certain points when we have one brain, and this brain is connected inside of us, and we some sort of like can think about wood, and you immediately see the texture, you see the like you can feel the wood, you can smell the wood, you can see the different colors of wood, but you never think about like, oh, wood is green or wood is like extremely red, like orange. Wood is like some sort of have the wood texture, where it's like sandy, brownish, something like that, depending on the oil, which color of wood, and all of this stuff. And you think about metal, it's cold, it's reflective, it can be brushed, can be like a mirror, for example, like chrome. It can be have different tint, but again, it's almost never have vivid color. And you think about organic stuff like some beetle, like imagine like huge beetle with the interesting colors on top of it and all of this stuff. It's you always try to connect sound, smell. If we talk about food, you immediately see the picture of the food, you smell the you remember the smell of this dish if you tried before, like fish and chips. You immediately remember this smell and taste and all of this stuff, isn't it? And we are designers, for some reason, just ignore it completely. Again, just open the Figma. Figma doesn't have smell, doesn't have sound, doesn't have movement. And so we can create some sort of movement and all this stuff.
It's acknowledging and being aware of the senses.
Yeah.
Right?
Senses. Like you can design all the senses, and you can design it they all the same way how you design one sense, because we have association. If you hear the sound, you probably see the picture, or you can imagine the picture when you hear music. Like you hear the birds, you hear grass, you hear wind, and all of this stuff, and you immediately see the bright day, probably not the dull day with the rain and all of this stuff, because it doesn't sound like that. And it's kind of the same how people who write soundtrack for movies, they see the movie and they write music how they see the movie. How it's like they some sort of like translate the visual language to the sound. I can translate it for you right now. For this reason, I have my trusty small device.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like small, quirky teenage engineering stuff, which looks amazing. Yeah, it looks, again, everyone tells it's a really nice design, and it's very attractive to designers. And I like how they combine language of design and music in the same way. And designers love teenage engineering, and they buy music equipment, which is weird.
Tire does the same. Tire.
Yeah, and it basically solves this problem when professional music equipment, which sounds absolutely amazing, not often looks nice, I can say. It's even like opposite. If it looks ugly as hell, it sounds amazing. If it looks amazing, it's usually not intent to make music, because again, musicians don't think about design. It's the same way how designers doesn't think about music or sound and all of this stuff. Make sense?
Yes.
Sounds familiar, isn't it?
It does, just a bit.
Yeah. And thinking about animations, and again, animation doesn't exist in interface because it's a language. And language is flexible thing. I can fast, slower, and deeper like that. So it's like proximity effect. When I speak like that, it sounds lower and stuff. It's the same language. It's the same person speaking, but different.
And you make me feel different. Now you're creeping me out a little bit by talking like that, right? But yeah.
Oh, I can speak like that.
Oh, now I feel more comfortable.
Hey!
Yeah, great.
It's like creepy on both ways, isn't it?
Yeah, but in different...
But what I want to say, it's the same thing. Yeah? Make sense?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So we have this trusty small synthesizer.